Hey,
Hi.
you always seem to start laughing every time I hit the record button.
I think, yeah.
Well, I do a little clap to kind of
Would you
like,
rather me cry?
no, I wouldn't rather you cry. Please don't cry.
So I giggle.
You-
It's just been a really long time. I don't even know how to do this.
yeah, it has been a long time. I feel like we're now saying that more often. Like, it's just been a long time.
Well, it really has been because I put out there on the IG that we were going to do this whole season in July. It's September.
You put out a promise that
I didn't put out a promise. I don't even know if anybody's paying attention. No one's probably paying attention.
probably
But
not. But
no one's holding their feet to the fire, which is good. There's a
Yeah.
lot of grace.
yeah, there's some grace.
Thank God, because it's September.
It is September.
Almost October.
And it's almost end of official summer.
Oh, it's the last night. That's crazy.
Is it the 20th, the last
Hold
day of
on,
summer?
I'm about to look it up.
You
Hold
gonna look it
on.
up? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Kai, you're looking good today. You got your low ball cap down. Don't let anybody see your eyes.
I'm on my NF.
Your NF.
I'm on my NF.
Nate, what is his real name? Nate
Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Ferguson. I don't know. Monday. So yeah, this is our last couple days of summer. Last Tuesdays.
The last Sunday is tomorrow. Well,
last day of summer.
When this comes out. It is Saturday night that we're doing this right now. So
yeah,
it's been great. It's what a day we had. We had a fun day, that's for sure. Kids are doing soccer. It's pretty epic.
yeah.
Awesome time watching first and second graders
move like a stampede.
Do their best to
figure this thing out.
Figure out organized sport.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It is.
Kids are doing gymnastics. Some are
just off in space. And I'm just like, guys, attack the ball. Like,
right.
Go after the ball. Man.
Yeah. Sometimes you watch it go by you. Sometimes you pick dandelions,
Oh, yeah. Or they just get carried away, like with the soccer ball net, the ball that keeps all the extra, I don't know.
What do you mean on the sidelines?
Yeah,
that's different.
On the sidelines is like, it's quite entertaining when I look. I'm like,
these kids hitting each other.
These kids are not even paying attention right now.
They're in the first grade.
They are. But then you have a couple just kind of watching.
That's what makes it fun.
It does.
Bring the fun back to sports. It's too serious out here.
It is
it's too serious.
I mean, we might get serious. I don't know. But I'm trying to.
Probably not.
I'm trying to keep a level head, not lose my cool.
No, they're in the first grade.
Well,
wow.
There'll be other countries that dominate us in soccer right now.
There always will be because it's not that serious here. We like the other football.
Yeah. Well, yes, we do like the football.
And Michigan won today, so
okay. Kai's wearing Michigan. Michigan swag. I'm just wearing my man camp shirt. So
that's coming up.
It is coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun. But teaser, shout out. Kai is going to woman camp.
Y'all, I'm nervous.
Hopefully by the time before I can get this put out.
I'm black. I don't go camping until now.
Ooh. Let's talk about that a little bit. Can I ask you about, before we get in our subject, I mean, this maybe will be our subject matter. I don't know, but black people in camping.
It's not a thing. It's
why is it not
oil and water?
Why is it not such a thing?
Because you're not going to see us out in the wild. You're not going to see us under the sea. You're just not going to see us taking risks in such a way.
But why is that? Can you give me
someone has to live to tell the story.
Can you give me a decent understanding why that maybe is for black folks?
Sometimes our lives are already at risk, like we try to minimize our risk of other things.
Okay. Is it because, like, I don't know, like, maybe like African American folks are like tend to be from the urban community? Is that such a thing or no?
I'm sure that definitely plays a part. I think that it's just a lack of exposure. I think there's a lack of, like, when's the last time you seen a black cowboy? I don't know.
Black cowboy?
I don't know. Just like different types
of. What about in Africa? Like your guys is the homeland.
I'm African American.
Yeah, but I'm saying
there's a big difference.
Man, that would be cool to go over to Africa. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
we should go with Tom Otieno.
Oh yeah, we should go back to Tom, man,
Go
because he's
Kenya.
from
Kenya.
Kenya,
Yeah.
which is
Go with Tom.
incredible.
Huh.
I just had my manager for my job. He just went to Africa doing the African safari.
Yeah, and loved it.
Unbelievable.
He said it was worth every cent.
He was like, dude,
Thousands of dollars worth
like-
every cent.
every cent. Well, he was living it up and
Yeah, for
doing
sure.
it up.
I don't know why that is, baby. I think it's just a lack of exposure. We stick to what we know. We're not going to see if there's sharks down there. We're not doing that. We play it safe in a lot of ways.
You think it has any to do like with the idea of like swimming, for example? Like, why is that a thing that, you know, Black folks maybe don't feel comfortable with water, or is that such a thing? Have you ever heard that before? Or is that
Yes.
is that just? I'm sorry, I don't want to offend you.
Yes, I have heard of that.
Okay. Well,
Definitely people have
we at
come
least
at me and
can-
asked me that.
we can at least have that conversation. Like,
Yeah.
so people have asked you, can you swim?
Yeah.
How do you take that?
I say, duh. I actually don't know where that derives from, to be honest. It is a very like, why is that the question?
Yeah.
I just think that there's a lack of exposure for a long time.
Like not having those quote opportunities,
Yeah.
or the quote maybe the
So you-
financial means to
For
go
sure.
to a pool,
Yeah.
because of quote there's segregation back in the day. Or
Yeah. I
stuff
just think
like
that's
that.
just not something that you're worried about other things. You're not worried about.
Yeah.
I feel like that was probably more of a luxury to be able to go swimming or do things like that. And so I think people found other ways. Sprinklers, I don't know. Water guns, water balloons.
Nothing wrong with a sprinkler or below a pool, which we rocked that a lot this summer. That's for sure.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Well, it's coming back.
Oh,
It's still good. You just
Okay.
gotta clean it out a little bit.
that's
spray it
kind of
out.
yucky.
It's got this like coat of.
Okay.
It's weird.
Our listeners don't care about that.
So here we are back, Club Kitchen again. You know, we are the White Chocolate Podcast. I'm Jay to the P. If you're new here, you know, welcome. We're glad you're
Pull up a seat.
tuning in. And so, kind of, we were praying and talking about, you know, we want to get on here and get going and share some ideas, but we kind of just want to center around the power of words tonight.
Yeah.
And what that really entails, you know, the things that we say and how those actually matter. And then,
How'd you grow up? Like, okay, I was thinking about this as you were talking. My dad came from a time in an era where, like, your word was your bond.
oh man,
You shook, like, your handshake was like your word that you were gonna, oh my goodness, like, follow through.
Yeah.
It meant something.
hmm
Like, you said it, you meant it.
Yeah.
Like, you mean it.
yeah.
That's what shaped me with words.
I would say for my dad, shout out to my dad, but I think my dad did great in great in a lot of different areas. But in terms of like having strong stance or like having a confidence in my decision making or like what we say, we're gonna, you know. But I think I'm learning, gleaning a lot from my brothers and what to do. Like, not that I would be someone that quit things or, but some of those key, like it's harder. What you said about your dad, like you're like, man, we're people of our word.
Yeah.
You know, like, and not that my dad would instill those things, but it didn't feel as strong as maybe what you would say.
Yeah,
or
there's
how you-
many sayings that still are in my head to
Yeah.
this day.
And so I just never felt like these strong words being said to me, hey, like you're a Politz, man. Like,
Yeah.
we stand on this and this. And I think to myself, I think it just kind of was the climate that I was in, you know, where my dad was a pastor and is still a pastor, and like how we conducted things.
Sure.
Not to say that he definitely harped on us, definitely harped on my brothers more than me. But Yeah, I think those words stuck to you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's huge. I think
It's
that's
powerful.
big.
It's very powerful. I think that the sooner you can kind of get those virtues, or like you get those sayings, like I feel like they just um I don't know, they just shape you in such a deep way.
Mm,
Like there's literally 5 to 7 sayings that I know off the top of my head right now, like, and I can hear it in his voice, and it's
mm,
just kind of hilarious.
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like I want to say that, and it makes me think like, what kind of words do I replay in my head? Like,
It's some like like some of them are like southern sayings too.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
got
like,
one?
um, two wrongs don't make it right.
Yeah.
I was wrong with two left shoes, or don't be wrong with two left shoes. Um, what are the other ones? Like, dang, that got me on the spot.
It probably
It might come to me, but
it probably comes to you in
it
scenarios.
does come to me in scenarios.
I can't help but think when I go to my workplace and I run into my coworkers and I say, "What's going on?" He's like, "Another dollar, another day."
Living the dream,
I'm just here,
living the
living the
dream.
dream. Um,
Another day in paradise.
yeah, it's like I don't know. I have a tough time with some of those, and I'm guilty, of course, of saying
Yeah.
those things when there's probably not a lot of weight or meaning or a care in the world about that.
It's like a natural knee-jerk reaction. Like when someone asks you like, "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh, good, good, good." Like, "Are you doing good?"
Yeah.
Every single
And
time?
I'm guilty of that too. Like even just at church, like people, like I say hi. I love it. I love saying hi, and but I love. I wish there would be more behind that word.
There are some funny sayings. I looked them up on ChatGPT, don't hate on ChatGPT, but some of these are hilarious. Some southern sayings are, "Well, butter my butt, call me a biscuit."
Oh boy.
Like you're surprised.
Oh, okay.
That's the
Oh
surprise.
yeah,
Like you're
yes,
surprised.
yes,
Like
yes, yes.
bless your heart's obviously on the list.
Bless your heart.
Can be sweet or an insult. That dog won't hunt.
Oh man.
The idea won't work. That dog won't hunt. She's madder than a wet hen. Really angry.
Oh boy.
They did have really, really good Midwestern ones.
No.
Yeah. Don't squat with your spurs on. I don't know what that means.
Squad with your spurs on.
Yeah, I don't know. Ride for the brand? I don't know. He's about as useful as a screen door on a submarine.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just funny the way that we have sayings and phrases and things to express what we're thinking and saying and feeling.
Hmm.
And some are timeless, or like sayings by areas,
Yeah.
like in the country, which is
Definitely.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. When do you think like words become something that sticks to you? Like,
Depends on who you have in the chair. I feel like there's people with wounds of things that happened early in life. Um, you know, as young as kindergarten, first grade, someone said something,
yeah.
and it just stuck with them. I think that it can stick very early on, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I still remember a funny thing that I remember is with my handwriting. I remember, I think it was in definitely high school. It was like my chemistry teacher. Yeah, it was one of my science teachers or something like that. And he says, "Hey, Joel, I think you could be a good doctor." I was like, "What do you mean by that?" Because he's like, "Your handwriting is pretty bad."
Dang.
And he meant it in a joke. And I was like,
Dang.
"Oh, okay, dude.
Yeah.
Okay." I forgot his name, but yeah, words have a lot of depth behind it, and of course, we've all been in situations where you're with people and you're communicating, and then you've said something, and then of course that person takes it in the way that, oh,
I did not mean to do that.
yeah, or this sarcasm has just got out of control.
It went too far.
It just went too far. And that happens countless times over.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I feel like when I was pregnant both times, there's been many times I would call people and just call and apologize. I'm so sorry for what I said. I feel like I was just unhinged when I was pregnant. Like I just felt like my tongue it was a million miles ahead of me, and I just couldn't wrangle it in sometimes. It was kind of interesting that way, but I would have to call and apologize and have that humbling notion after.
Even with my kids, shoot, like just being real, like, you know, our kids.
We have twins, and it's hard.
Parenting is hard.
Parenting 1 is hard. Parenting 3 is really hard. Parenting twins is hard.
Parenting
in general
period is hard. And I literally have said some stuff, and I'm just like, I literally tell, I'm so sorry.
Can you or just even tones with the words.
Tones, yeah. That's another piece of the puzzle too when it comes to the words that we have power. It's just tone and the inflection of how you'd say something. That hits deep. Even your posture and how you have conversation with people. Like if you're towering over somebody, or like I find if you're able to sit down with somebody, like it can just make it lower the notch a little bit more. Let's maybe tell listeners about our, if we think about our conversation of the things, being married, we're the white chocolate here. Where have we done well with words, or like gotten in trouble with words? If you could think, hon.
I don't know if this is along the same path. I get so frustrated at you because I feel like your ears were sold separately.
Oh shoot! Oh boy.
So I don't feel like you listen to my words.
Ears sold separately. Oh, I've heard that bit saying before. Oh man! Oh boy!
So just hearing my words, if we could just be candid, like that's what comes to my mind. But then there's sweet parts of the marriage where it's like the written letters. So the words may not be said, but like just writing letters, I think have been really powerful. So, I mean, go back to like episode 3 or 4. After the breakup, we talked about this.
Yeah.
In an episode, how you wrote me a letter. And so just hearing those words and connecting, I think, just warms my heart too.
Warms your heart.
Yeah.
Okay. I say for me, as I think about, you're
gonna say something about my tone early on. Ooh. Even still, talk about it.
As someone that's immensely different, head to toe, skin, background, we have both grown in our approaches of how we talk to each other. And Kai I felt that Kai has come off had like a strong approach sometimes in how he's talking to me and speaking to me, and it comes really like confrontive almost, and it's not like in a way that's like put down, or like
it's more in your face probably,
like a negative light, but it's more of like I guess you would say like
aggressive.
It is kind of aggressive, but not in like you're not like making fun of me or putting me down, but it's like an aggressive way of saying, hey, like, what are we doing here? Kind of much.
Get straight to the point.
And so I've learned through that, and you've always been someone like, we're on the same team, we want to go the same direction, but you just want to encourage me. And so, but we both have kind of worked on how we handle that.
Mhm.
Me on the other side of like how I've struggled is like my words. I have either like said sorry too many times, or I just haven't met your needs with like,
Or just using selective words.
yeah, like connecting in a way that says, "Hey, Kai, I see you. You must have had a tough day. Let's talk about what's going on." Um, so there's,
Sure.
am I wrong?
No wrong there.
You're
No.
you're hesitant.
No, it's just it's just a selective vocab. Yes, you're correct.
Selective vocab. What do you mean by that when you say that?
Well, no, I'm just saying how we're talking about words and all of that. Like sometimes I just need more vocabulary from you.
Well,
And I think a lot of women probably fall in that boat where we just want our men to express their words and give us a little more.
yeah. Dudes are kind of like,
It's just
we know how
not
to.
selective, limited. Sometimes just limited.
Yeah, it's more limited, or maybe we just like don't have the capacity sometimes. In that frame of time, and I feel like words can be misconstrued in terms like
text messages,
text messaging. Oh man,
social
Don't
media.
get me on social media. Yep, or the timing of it too. Like we'd be having late night talks.
That's the only time I get time with you.
I know that's a reality where we've been and what we're doing, but hopefully, there'll be a turning point sometime here.
But I think this reality, no matter if you're ships in the night or you both come home at the same time every day or whatever, like after the kids go down, like that, I feel like that's probably typical.
Yeah.
That's like connection time.
True that. I mean,
So
here we are.
Yeah.
It's late, and we're talking, trying to be real, trying to be honest.
Yep.
But I think posturing yourself is just as important too. Like if I'm laying down in bed, like head on a pillow, light is off,
gone.
I'm like,
His brother's gone.
Hey, Kai just wants to have these.
Like I want to pour out my heart to you.
Like, hey, listen. Okay. I'm like, what?
It's so bad. If the light is off, head is on pillow, brother
I'm
is
like, but then there's some moments where like, oh, we need to have this conversation. We need to be honest. We need to be real. We need to get back on the same page or something of that nature.
Why is it that words pour out of us sometimes at the nighttime? Or maybe it's just for the ladies. I don't know.
That's
is it when your mind and everything catches up with you and you're like, I really need to probably parcel this out in conversation, and that's the selective time.
I think men and women both, how you communicate is very, I think everyone knows that.
I think you have the most words in the morning.
You think I have the most words in the morning?
Yes.
That's probably a good bet. I would say,
like, I think you're with it. I think you're driving, you're bopping.
I 100% I'm more focused in the morning.
Focus language, focus words.
Yeah, I just think about how I was at work today. I was just like talking like crazy to all my coworkers. I was just like had this enthusiasm to myself, and then by the end of the night, I'm like. So I think there's a lot of different factors of like how we have good communication and bad communication, or we don't think maybe clearly in what we want to say and do. And so, of course, that matters.
It does matter.
And so, as Kai and I, we just talked about that, and we're just taking a shift of where our conversation is talking about. We can't help but to consider like
in light of everything.
We live in an age that's very full of
talking at
words that are strong, that are very heartfelt, mean something to people. It's challenging,
can be divisive, can be unifying, can be all the things.
So many different things, and then you get on these things called the web, the social media,
internet,
your phone, every news outlet, mail, what are these things entail words.
Yep. Emails, mail,
And then you have things where people respond and
comment
give
sections.
a comment on a comment video, and they'll comment on another video of the response video.
Mm.
And then you'll have another guy respond to it's like a spiral thing that takes place.
Words. Exchanges.
But that's how we do life, right?
No.
That's how we no.
No, it's not. Gosh, it's not.
Okay. Why?
What are you accomplishing? Are we just being thumb warriors and duking it out? Like, what is that really doing? What are you really accomplishing? I think that in light of the passing of Charlie Kirk, this gosh, it's been a week and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
You see so much of the thumb wars, you see so much of the videos and the bashing, the clips, the cuts. I'm like, what are we accomplishing here? And I think I personally haven't had this, but I've had a close person to me have some people approach them and like, how could you be on this side versus that side? And just have these exchanges via text message or DMs. And
oh yeah,
I'm like, what? How did we get here?
Yeah.
Like, what happened to the days of, if I disagreed with you, I just kept it moving. I didn't give it it wasn't worth the time of day if I disagreed.
Okay.
That's one thing, like where did those days go?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to disagree and not say anything.
Yeah.
Like, when did everyone feel entitled to have the voice?
Yeah.
I think social media, I think having our phones gives us like this like pride of like, I gotta say something.
Yeah.
And some of that's not all bad.
No, absolutely not. It's
but when you're talking at people and trying to win the argument and that and this, I just said that loses. That's hard for me.
I found myself when I found about that, and it's just a horrific thing.
Very much so.
The whole scope of it all, and it's. And in terms of where we're coming from, people might not agree how we're having this conversation, and
that's okay.
That's fine. That's okay. I find myself, just even having that access to, something that took place like that is horrific, viral videos, all the different aspects of that day. And then the wild, wild west of the World Wide Web takes place, and there's no filter. There's no
checks and balances.
And it's from a place where it just seemed like a dark avenue of people blurting whatever they felt and needed to say.
Yeah.
And for me, it just brought me down. It just like, and I was just simply a witness to it. I wasn't someone that was, putting my thoughts out there, and and then some people might be against that, or, but we're having this conversation right now, and we just want to think about the words that we are saying and putting out there, and what if that's bringing actually life or death. And I think the missing piece, though, is that that's all just on the internet
with people you don't even know. Like that
is like in this, the internet, the cloud. We'll just call it. It's in the cloud of people's real thoughts, intentions, opinions.
Whatever happened just to like,
and
hey, let's sit down and talk.
The piece that I have a, I want to grow in. I want this at the end of this pod. I just want us to be. We need to be growing in terms of how we communicate and how we have relationships with people at the end of the day, because how we do relationships with people now, it's not very good,
Hmm.
and it's misguided, it's corrupted, it's not real, it's missing.
Yeah.
It's missing a human touch,
Yeah.
and I just
So you're saying like I want to call people up. Like, how can we raise the bar in this arena?
yeah, 100%,
It feels
and
so vicious,
oh yeah,
cutthroat, cancel culture, this, that.
yeah, and everything is based off of clips too.
Oh
Things,
yeah,
or miss.
because that invokes the emotion
Yeah, miss. Yeah,
right now.
it's like you see everything that whatever Charlie said or how he debated or his approach to debating people. This guy was a unique guy. What he desired, and sure he had his faults. But at my perspective, I'm as a Christian, like I think he valued and loved the Lord,
Mm,
and I want to, and he, lost his life. Like that's someone that was just desiring to have human to human conversations with people,
yeah.
not by text message, not on this internet. Did he get everything right? No, but we have to step back and consider how are we doing with our words, and how do we communicate, and how do we stand for truth, God's truth, and then how do we do that well
Yeah.
in a society that is um messy.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to think of some other words. Speaking of words,
Yeah.
yeah. But what do you think into some of those things that I was sharing?
I just think we've lost the art of conversation. I think we're scared to look at people in the eyes.
Mm,
I just think we're just scared to sit down and just conversate. Like, I think there's nothing more powerful than having the conversation and feeling the real life emotion versus behind a screen. You don't know how this what you're saying is going to affect the other parties that read that. Um, but to see someone face to face, I think brings it back to a
yeah,
humble place in the
yeah.
space.
It makes us just be human.
Mm,
And I find myself like, I've heard some people like just stop with the phones, go outside, smell the air, touch some grass. And it's like, oh yeah, like this is great. Like I'm standing on a globe, this earth.
I think that's a very, very important part that you brought that up because don't think that we were meant to hold the weight
Mm,
capacity of
yep.
knowing so much information. So as you're scrolling, as you're looking at all these words, oh, I could use that in my next like
But,
conversation. Like I could use, or I could talk about this or that, like in our arsenal of things. Like I think that I just don't think we were meant to hold so much capacity. We weren't supposed to know what's going on way across the world at any given second. Like I just don't think we're meant for that. And I think that there needs to be a slowness.
yeah.
Just slow down. Slow down. But then also just like if someone disagrees with you, you don't have to give your 2 cents.
Yeah.
Like my parents' generation, if you didn't like so and so or you didn't like what they were about, you just kept it moving. Like you didn't have to give you didn't have to have
Mhm.
the last word. You didn't have to start the thing. You just kept it moving.
Yeah.
And you just respected people's opinion. You kept it moving.
That's true.
Like, and I just think that when we get our eyes off the main thing,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
we are spiraling messes and we're very destructive.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a little bit more about like what it looks like to keep your eyes on Jesus in the midst of trying to wrap your brain around your words and how you approach things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I think it's literally cutting off the phone, starting there. I think that's always a
it's
great
always a good thing.
great place to start.
Eliminate distractions.
Giving who said it? I was listening to speak. What's cool. I was one piece to that is like what's cool. I think what people love about podcast that it's just a conversation. And people are very naturally
Drawn to that.
idea. So like that's why podcasts are just like
Exploded.
you get a podcast, you know, and that's not why we started a podcast. We just, just kind of always had this idea of just sharing who we are as white chocolate. Yeah. But
not like white chocolate, candy, chocolates.
But kind of a little hesitant on the white chocolate idea. But I lost my train of thought with that.
We're bringing it back down.
Yeah, how do you keep your eyes on Jesus? It's really about being intentional and doing things that really actually bring you life. I know for me, I have to read the Word, and knowing like it's there, it's alive, it's sharper than a double-edged sword. And even after being 36 years old, I'm still rereading the same things, but I find it to be, oh wow, I never thought of that or
it hits different in different age
reflected
stages.
on that. I think, you just gotta give yourself permission to connect with real people and not, because I think we all know it, that what we do in the cloud is not always, we're missing all the pieces to the puzzle.
Okay.
And what I'm saying with that is when I'm trying, like, again, I'm like reverting back to some of our initial conversation, but it's like when we get caught up in all this negativity or ups and downs, like, oh, take that or take this, or, oh, I had this point to say, or what about this? And then someone throw a comment on, like, there's no winning. But I like to think that Jesus is going to help you win in your day-to-day life and who he is and just being with him, the author and perfecter of your faith. And knowing like Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever, like he's a constant thing for our lives as things up and flow and things pop off in the world and the struggles and the things that we go through. Jesus is consistent. We can believe that as believers, like we have true hope even after this world, after things pass away.
Yeah. I think some more practical things I think I'm challenging is just how do you outdo one another in honor? Like, even though I might sit across the table from someone that's a believer and maybe we don't have the same viewpoints, like how do I still honor them? How do I still show love and gratitude for them for taking down the time to have the conversation? Like, I think you move differently when you have that in the back of your mind. Like, I just want to honor you. I don't have to agree with you, and that's okay. And if it's something that you feel that they should really get or understand, won't you let the Holy Spirit lead?
Yes.
Like let them, or maybe push them toward discipleship. Maybe push them like, hey, like I just want to pray for you in this area, like, and just let that be that and let the Holy Spirit lead. I would love to talk about discipleship on another pod, but I think that there's so much healthiness and richness that comes out of being discipled. And I think that's a lack thereof because you can tell that everybody's just doing whatever they want to do out here. And then you ain't answering to nobody sometimes.
Oh, that's true.
And so like, I just feel like we're just unhinged. We need to be anchored again. We're just out here.
That's it. like, I think we're not accountable to something
Yes,
too.
that's what I'm trying to say.
You know, we don't have someone that we just check in with, or someone that say, "Hey, this is how I'm doing."
Well, you
I
need
need.
relationship equity with.
Oh yeah, yeah. The relationship equity. I love that term. Is like you have some credibility with somebody. You have some trust that you can, you have just that one person like, hey, that they know where you're about, where you're at,
Where you're
and
going.
and I meet up with a guy that's like 80 years old, and we'd be meeting up probably this almost a year, almost half a year, almost half. It's been a good bit, but we just talk and I ask questions. And so, yeah, there's not necessarily like initial like accountability with that, but like, hey, I remember just calling him. I was like, I didn't text him. I called him. I said, hey, like, let's meet up. Can we meet up once a month and talk and just share life? And I want to hear your story and gleaning from that. But I really like that guy. I think learning how to honor people, learning how to respect people, see people. And I think those are all just characteristics of Christ.
Even like with Jesus, when he went to his hometown and they rejected him, you literally just kick the dust off your sandals and you keep it moving. Right?
Yeah. I mean, Jesus.
There's an element of just like, I gotta keep moving. I gotta shake off the dust. Does that hurt? Does that sting? Does that not sit right with me? Of course. But I know that I am on a mission and with a vision to keep it moving.
Yeah.
I don't have time for this stuff. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
these things are not worth my soul.
Yeah, Jesus was nothing. He never shorted himself. Like, he knew when to speak, when to listen. He knew how to confront people. I mean, the dude
he knew
pushed against, certain religious folks at the time, the Pharisees, and there was a time and place for what he was doing. It wasn't just like, I want to confront you or whatever.
No, he was anchored to his father about my father's business.
Absolutely. And you see that all throughout. And so I think for us, we can learn from that to stand, for the things that are of God, and then standing for people that are in the places that are in the low places, that need love, that need care, that need to be listened to, that need help. And of course, those people might be way on the other side of beliefs or values or whatever it may be. But, loving people well is definitely a key. What you got there, Kai?
Oh boy. Oh boy. So out of James, I think you highlighted this verse that you want to talk about, but even above this, so in James chapter 1, verse 19, it says, my dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. I mean, you could really stop there.
Man, yeah.
You could really just stop the buck there and just settle into that, marinate in that, and let that just marinate your soul. Because human anger does not produce righteousness that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and evil that is so prevalent and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you.
Say it one more time.
It says in verse 21, it says, therefore get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent and humbly accept the word that is planted in you, which can save you. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks in the mirror and after looking at himself goes away, immediately forgets what he looks like. And I was just reading out James chapter 1, 19, 19 through 24.
That causes almost to say, obviously, it's like what comes out of our mouth says a lot of who we are.
Yeah.
And it's almost like behind your words is like, it's like, what is it producing?
What is it producing?
What is it doing? And I think in a believer context, like if we reflect on, what happened with Charlie Kirk and all that kind of thing, that should be kind of almost like this, like a wake up call
Mm,
of how we conduct ourselves
yes.
and how we live.
I think that's something that the older saints really understood. I feel like either our parents' generations, where it's just kind of like, no, I really want to be about the holy things in life.
Hmm.
And I know it got a little like, but I do think there's an element of that we are being called to up to when we're in these different spheres, right? Like, oops, sorry.
Of course. You're good.
And so I think there's just that element of like, I wanna actually please my Father and how I
Yeah.
conduct myself. I just wanna honor the Father and how I approach you as I'm a living sacrifice.
Mm,
Like, when I walk in a room and I'm being X, Y, and Z, how is this reflecting Christ? And so it's just a simple, like, heart check for me. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, be slow to speak and slow to become angry. And I just feel like we're so emotional and, dare I say, soft. Like,
Yeah.
and so I just feel like we just go with the wind and we just say whatever and just like,
Yeah.
how do we stay anchored in our
Yeah.
heart to Christ? And I feel like we would move differently if we
Yeah.
had these things in our mind as we just approach these hard subjects, these hard things going on in life, Um,
Yeah. Slow to speak.
but
Wait,
but the other part of it is that you
quick
have
to
to,
listen, slow to speak. Yeah.
but we have to do what the word says.
Yeah.
It's like looking in the mirror and not immediately walking away and not knowing what you look like.
Yeah. And
That's crazy.
that is a crazy thought.
That's like an application text.
As like, I think within all how we communicate, like I think a lot of, and even me sometimes, or in my past, like how I communicate or what I put out there says maybe a lot I don't know about myself, or I'm hiding behind something, or I'm going to put this out here because I'm not too confident in myself. I mean, it's just anything about like self-esteem, right? Um, what we put on Facebook or like an image or what we want people to think we are, but then when we look in the mirror, we really don't know who we are.
Mm, yeah.
So, people look at, what we post or whatever it may be and how it's a
The highlight reel.
super strong opinion, but then really like, we don't know that person. I don't know where they're coming from, what they really stand on. And then,
But if you have that aunt that's saying some crazy stuff or you don't agree with them, why don't you just call Aunt so and so? Like, hey, I saw you posted
yeah,
that. Where are you at?
right.
Like, help me understand how you got to those thoughts and feelings, and have a conversation before you blast them on the Facebooky.
And that's,
Like, just call up Aunt so and so, or like, hey, let's go get coffee. I want to know you better. Like, I want
yeah.
to know how not necessarily to point fingers and to do all that, but just how can I know you better?
And that takes courage. That takes God helping you do that. And it's really, yeah. And I know I'm guilty of that because I know lots of people, even in my family, that have different opinions. And that's cool. But I haven't always taken the time just like knowing them through those things.
All you see is what they post.
And that's
not good.
That's definitely not good.
Because you don't know their hearts, you don't know their intentions, and maybe their heart and intentions is already out there. But like, just to have a conversation, I think it just gleans differently.
And we just, a lot of times, I'm guilty too. We jump to conclusions.
Yeah, it's terrible.
We jump to conclusions. Go to that James. We'll kind of wrap up with this as a
What?
Go to James chapter 3, 9 and 10. As this will be kind of our closing passage as we think about words. Whew. in the context of believers, this is again context of believers, James 3. Just read the whole book of James. I'm gonna definitely reread.
James will really get you going.
I definitely should I need to reread the book of James, especially in this time. But chapter 3, 9 and 10.
Yep. So it says, with the tongue we praise our Lord and our Father. With it we curse human beings who have been made in God's likeness. Out of the same mouth we come praise and cursing. My brothers and sisters, this should not be.
What's before? What's in like verse 8? This is just
verse 8 says, but no human being can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison.
Oh, wow. Of course, there's always...
I mean, this whole chapter is talking about the tongue.
Taming of the tongue. Isn't that so true? The tongue is poison, strong, comes at...
Yeah.
James definitely had some things to say right there. Well, God using.
Yeah,
James.
I just think there's a pause. I think there's a filter of the word. The word meaning the Bible.
Yeah.
In which our words should flow through. And so, like, with that in mind, I think that's how we should speak. We should be slow because we're letting it flow through the word to make our words.
Yeah.
And so when we slow down and we take it in and move that way, I think that's how we honor God. That's how we are able to respect people and to be more level-headed. Like just that simple, being level-headed, and that's where the fruit of the spirits come from.
Yeah.
I can truly have joy. I can truly love you. I can truly like walk in all the different fruits of the spirit versus evil, malice, slander, like gossiping. I mean, all the things.
All the things.
So anyway, I mean, at the end of the day, we just want to encourage you to really think about how you move.
Right.
How you move out here in the cloud, how you move out here on your job, how are you moving in your marriage, how are you moving with your friends, how can you level up?
Yeah, and I think letting the word literally be the word in your life, if that makes sense.
I know. And then John really just those crazy
beginning was the word. And the word was God, and the word became flesh.
That
12 months.
Come on,
like
that's it.
You know, in closing, is that in all this.
Here we go.
Thanks for listening. By the way, hopefully
you're still rocking with us.
Still listening. But words matter to yourself and to others,
especially if you're a parent out here.
And what you are even saying or putting out there, like it affects you, not just other people. And so I think what you said is like letting God's word, being the filter of what comes out is extremely important. But what was my saying? Letting the word just be the word in you. Like
it's a sword. It cut off the things that need to be cut off. And also, if you're a parent, like your little ones are watching how you move with your words. And that's really convicting to every parent on the planet. Be cognizant of that, right? Like they're listening. Yeah, little hearts and minds. So
it's
with all of that.
With all that, I mean, beautiful thing is there's grace, there's forgiveness. If you have maybe been challenged and have said some things in your past, and
it's never too late to go back.
It's never too late
to get that monkey off your back.
Get those words
one of my dad's sayings.
that get those words out of like, oh man, I'm like, even the word of saying, I'll never be able to be forgiven by that person, or like, oh
you never know.
Or that word of feeling shameful. I mean, shoot, like I'm preaching to myself, like that word of like all these words that we have been spoken over, like, man, Jesus wants to restore that and bring a new word to you.
Come on.
because that's who he is. That's what he
Mhm.
does over and over and over and over again. That truth is a good word, and we can share
Yeah.
that good word,
And we should cherish it.
because we need a good word, and that's ultimately Jesus and
Yeah.
him meeting us and then allowing us to share that good word.
Mm-hmm. That's some good news today.
That's right. Thanks, y'all. Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.